Hello, thank you so much for joining us. This is Heather.
And this is Brian.
We're thrilled to welcome you as we officially launch SeekingTheMagical.com today. Seeking the Magical is a combination blog and YouTube channel that provides you the best information, news, and reviews for your Disney Parks adventures.
If you're a Disney fan like us, you've probably been asked many times,
why do you love Disney?
Or the less subtle, more judgmental question of,
so why do you love Disney so much?
Every time you plan a Disney vacation, there are likely people in your life who say,
weren't you just there last year?
Or even a few months ago. As hard as it is to fathom, sometimes people just don't get it, but we understand you. In light of Disney's Hollywood Studios celebrating its 30th anniversary this Wednesday, May 1st, we're indulging ourselves a little and reflecting on our relationship with Disney to help you answer these persistent questions.
Just like when your anniversary is coming up as a couple and you think back about how far you've come, where you've been, where you're going, the ups and downs along the way, the same applies to Disney. Even those of us who love it enough to start a blog about it are not blind to its flaws. We've all had some little tiffs with the parks, if one can have a tiff with a park, and we've all been overwhelmed by it at times. Like any great relationship though, the good far outweighs the bad.
So whether you're the one that asked those questions, or the one trying to answer them, join us on this journey through many of the emotions of Disney and stay tuned until the end when we get to the heart of what keeps so many of us coming back for more. Like Disney, we're sure it'll give you all the feels.
Sometimes there are travel nightmares when your early morning flight to Florida is canceled due to an issue with the plane, and you have to scramble to be transferred to another flight, this time with a connection. That one takes off fine, but there's bad weather at the connecting airport and you're delayed again. You finally make it to Orlando over 8 hours after you were originally supposed to, and your bags are nowhere to be found. The airline says you should have them tomorrow, but you have to check into your hotel with just what you carried.
As great as the shower sounds and the bed looks, there are extra magic hours in Magic Kingdom that night, and you feel the pull. So even after an incredibly long travel day, all you want to do is get into the park and take advantage of the time. After rushing like mad to get there, the fireworks start to go off on your monorail arrive from the Ticket and Transportation Center. You and your wife speed walk as quickly as you can through the ticket scanners, under the train tracks, and onto Main Street, USA. Once you see the castle, you stop and put your arms around your wife, taking it all in. You notice she's crying, and you ask, what's wrong? She smiles through her tears and says she's never felt so happy to be back home in all her life. All you can do is kiss her, because you feel the same way.
You've anxiously awaited today for years. Your daughter has always shied away from fast rides, but she thinks she's ready to try a real roller coaster. She selected Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and you book your fast passes, cross your fingers, and hope that she loves it. Sitting next to her before the car takes off, you touch her leg, letting her know silently that you're there in case she gets scared. You take a deep breath and you're off. Before you know it, she's giggling and squealing with joy. On the fast turn, she screams with excitement and you raise your hands in there, almost triumphantly enjoying it. You can hardly wait to go on the next coaster with her.
This time, you're excited to experience the Epcot International Festival of the Arts, and you stop at the first booth for the lobster mac and cheese cone that you've heard so much about. Sadly, before you take your first bite, the top of your cone unceremoniously slides off and plops on the ground. You're super bummed. But you remember that you're at Disney and everything will be okay. You talk to the cast member at the booth, and he immediately offers to replace your cone. No questions asked. You sigh out of relief and again marvel at yourself, how you wish life was that easy all the time.
There are those times when the park is packed and you're stuck in a line that is longer than you thought it would be. You feel lucky that you were able to book a last-minute fast pass for Tower of Terror, but you don't know if you should leave your current line to make it on time. You decide to stay, and then, in frustration and panic, maneuver through the crowds after, hoping you can still get there. You manage to get there 10 minutes late, and you're immensely grateful that the cast member still lets you in. You start to feel the adrenaline rush of your heart racing, waiting to find out if the elevator is going to drop you first or shoot you up. But then, actual anxiety creeps in when the car locks in place for the drop sequence, but doesn't move. It tries again, but it doesn't budge. The lights flash like they're supposed to, the sound replays. You hear some gears shifting beneath you, but again it doesn't move. Slowly fear creeps in that you might actually drop at any moment, and you're pretty certain Keanu Reeves isn't around to save you.
But then you hear a chipper voice over the intercom telling you there will be a slight delay as they work to fix the ride. Mechanics show up and you're super stoked because you get to see the inside of Tower of Terror with the lights on and ride the actual service elevator back to the basement. How fitting. Once off, your latest cast members surprise you with fast passes for any experience of your choice right before escorting you to a different elevator to ride again. If you dare. While slightly concerned about whether or not you will regret this decision, you decide to go for it and have the most thrilling ride ever.
Some days are really random bad weather days where the temperature's in the low 40s but in the 30s with wind chill and it just rains all day long. Even with layers, a raincoat, and a poncho on, the water gets through and you're damp and cold.
The lines are short though, and you decide it's worth it to tough it out and do everything you want to do. Just when you think your squishy shoes are getting the best of you, you come across a group of cast members that form their own rainy day cheer squad for guests, and you can't help but smile and happily watch the antics that ensue.
Speaking of cast members, one once told me that characters doing meet and greets are taught to never let go first when hugging a guest, especially a child. He explained that you never know how much that character means to the child, or how much he or she might really need a hug, so hold on until the child is ready to let go. That has always stuck with me because it really summarizes what Disney is. If you're open to the whole Disney experience, it will hug your heart and it just won't let go. Unless you do. And really, why would you? That is why we keep coming back for more. That is why we love Disney like we do. Because it hugs our hearts and always will.
We hope we've helped answer the questions, and it's clear that out of the many emotions of Disney, we'll all love it through thick and thin. So happy anniversary, Hollywood Studios. We can't wait to be a part of your next 30 years. And to all of you, thanks again for watching. We invite you to let us know in the comments below what emotions stand out to you, the good and the bad. And please give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
Hopefully this has made you want to hug your loved ones, cherish the memories, and always continue seeking the magical.